What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Man, I've just spent the entire day in here working on tackle, rigging up, getting ready for the next Bass Pro Tour event. So practice actually starts tomorrow as I'm filming this. This one's a little unique. It's close to home. So we're able to spend the day here getting things ready. And we're gonna be heading out here in just a few minutes to get down a little closer to where the tournament takes out of on Lake Chickamauga. So we're talking about stage, what is it, stage 4. Stage 4 on the Bass Pro Tour. It's a little unique, so we're gonna kind of dive in, give you a little preview of the event, you know, what's gonna go down, how things are going, format, all that kind of stuff, and then a little bit of what I think about maybe the fishing. You know, we live close here, so I feel like maybe I have a little grasp on what things may be going on. So we're going to dive into all that. So if you guys are ready, let's jump in. Let's talk about stage 4 on the Bass Pro Tour. Okay, so here we are. It is April 27th. It is the end of April in Tennessee, and you know what that means. Anytime you're bass fishing in the month of April, the bass are biting. So I'm excited about this tournament next week on Lake Chickamauga. So let's dive into the format first. So this is stage 4 on the Bass Pro Tour. It is a little bit different. So it is actually Lake Chickamauga and Lake NICKAJACK in this tournament. So qualifying days 1 and 2, so the first 2 days of the tournament is going to be on Chickamauga. So you have, you know, the full field will fish on Chickamauga, 66 anglers, and they're going to cut to the top 20 from Chickamauga. Now, after you make that top 20, so days 3 and days 4 are going to be on Lake NICKAJACK. So basically, NICKAJACK is just downstream from Chickamauga. So they're 2 lakes that are right next to each other. They touch each other. I mean, it's the same water. The water flows from Chickamauga into NICKAJACK. So it's very, very close by, but I think they fish very differently. So it's going to be exciting, you know, as far as a fan perspective, watching the event go down, because the first 2 days are going to be pretty different than the last 2 days. So you're going to see a lot of diversity and a lot of, really a lot of people figuring it out as you go. I know, speaking for me personally, I plan on spending most of my practice, if not all of my practice, in Chickamauga, focused on just catching enough fish to move on to NICKAJACK. And then if we happen to make it to NICKAJACK, we'll just kind of figure it out as we go, rather than spending a bunch of time practicing in NICKAJACK and then not even making it there. So you want to make sure that the strategy is top notch this week. You know, strategy is going to play a big role in you know, the format of this event, with the multiple lakes and the zeroing of the weights that we always have in every tournament. But this one's just a little bit different with the multiple lake. And yeah, I'm excited about it. It's going to be a very interesting week on how everything goes down. And you know, anytime you're fishing a tournament close to home, I'm super excited. So this tournament here, I don't know if you guys can see on the deck of the boat here, all around me, in this rod locker, it is absolutely stuffed full of rods. This was by far the most rods I've ever rigged for a tournament. It was unbelievable. And yeah, it's just because this time of year, there's so many things that are going on. You know, first up, you could have a shad spawn in the morning, first thing in the morning. You know, but after the shad spawn, you got the bass spawning, you got bluegill spawning, you got post-spawn fish that are out deeper on, you know, shallower ledges, and then main river ledges. I mean, there's so many options of what you could do this time of year. So I tried to be very prepared for all of those different situations. So there's going to be a lot of techniques in play. But if I had to guess, I would say predominantly the majority of the fish will be dominated shallow. There'll be a lot of fish in shallow, and say shallow could be anything, but I would say 10 foot or less. We'll see the bulk of the fish get caught this week on Chickamauga. But, you know, like I said, it's a time of year where anything can play, and I'm going to keep my options open. I'm going to look for fish literally out on the main river channel, and I'm gonna look for fish that are spawning in the back of pockets. So I think it's gonna be all over the place. But really the weather and the conditions play a big role into that. And for me, I love using the Deep Dive app. So let's pull that up right now and check out what the current conditions are here on Chickamauga. So right off the rip, I can see at the top here, the lake level is up. It's a little bit higher than usual this time of year. We had a big rain about 2 weeks ago around here, and it brought the lake up to full pull, basically summer pull, a couple weeks earlier than usual. And I think, it was close enough to the standard time that they didn't bring the lake back down. So the lake is actually up, which was, pushed a lot of those fish shallow. I think a lot of the fish wait till the lake goes up. So that I've been paying close attention to the lake level here lately. And, that's just something that keep in mind, that maybe those fish have spawned a couple weeks ago when that water did come up. Now, water clarity, I always love looking at the water clarity app or feature on here. And it looks pretty stable, pretty clean. Gunnersville. Chickamauga is always pretty clean, and it looks like it's been pretty stable for the last few weeks. So that's a good thing to see right there. Other than that, the big thing I'm going to be watching this week is the current flow. We're on the Tennessee River. And current generation is a big key. You want to make sure that if you're fishing offshore ledges, you want to make sure that current is flowing. And I've been keeping an eye on and kind of watching and making sure I know when that current is flowing, when it's not flowing, just so I can time out my day a little bit. But really, we got beautiful weather this week. I mean, the wind looks light and variable pretty much every day. No strong winds. We got nice sunny conditions, beautiful weather. Maybe a little bit of rain later in the week, but overall it's going to be a great week. Super excited to be fishing on the home pond here at Chickamauga. And like I said, I'm focusing just on Chickamauga for now. And if we happen to make it through into NICKAJACK, we'll just kind of see how it goes from there. But anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in. This is going to be an awesome event. If you guys want to watch the live stream, head on over to MajorLeagueFishing.com. Thursday through Sunday, it's going to be live streamed every day, so you can watch all of that and maybe catch myself on the camera if we're doing well. But like I said, appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave me those likes, comments, good stuff down below. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys next time.